If you hear nothing else, hear this. The best thing that you can do to serve other people is to be yourself and live your best life. And what I was thinking was just, could you imagine if we all did that, if we all stepped into that, if we all were just being ourselves, not worrying about other people, living our best life, being kind, being the light, being love. Just imagine. Like we forget 5D consciousness, we'd be in like 10D. I don't even know what 10D would look like, but we would soar so far. This is the Energy Within podcast, all about accessing, nurturing, and building your energy and confidence so that you can get unstuck and design your life the way you want. My name is Carrie Jokala. I am your host. I am a Reiki master, very soon to be a Reiki master teacher. I am also a fitness instructor, a wife, a mom to 2 little boys, and this is episode 124. And FYI, the kids have been trying to make their way into the room, so you might hear them on this episode. Also, it might be a little bit of a shorter one. Well, it is going to be a shorter one because I'm short on time. But I have an important message that I want to make sure that you get today because it's what popped into my head, and I believe it's because somebody needs to hear it. First of all, I actually want to tell you about how awesome the 30-day chakra challenge was. It went really well. We had 10 beautiful ladies, amazing women sign up for this challenge and show up and be present. And they're coming out of this feeling so much better. And the patterns that we saw between each of the sessions that we did over each of the chakras and watching these chakras open up and go from feeling so closed off to opening up to some of them opening but still being a little scared. Like we went over all of the patterns and what we might think that they mean and how we're feeling. And it was just so much fun. And it was kind of almost sad for it to be over, even though it's obviously not goodbye because we're still going to be in contact with each other. But to have that group together, to be meeting weekly on Zoom, doing these sessions together, it was just so much fun. And it almost feels a little weird not to do a Reiki session in the morning when I wake up, because I was doing one session every single day, very early in the morning, pretty much as soon as I got up once I was done making my coffee. But the next thing I have coming up, I'm really excited about, and I'm hoping that it is going to help so many women. So if this sounds like something you would be interested in, or you know somebody who might benefit from it, please invite them as well. I am hosting the Boundaries Intensive, very fancy name, on Saturday, February 26th. It is all over Zoom. I've never done something exactly like this before, but based on what I want to do inside of it, I'm expecting it to be about 4 hours long. So I'm running it from 9 a.m. to then potentially 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will have a link in the show notes for you to go to where you can sign up. The early bird price is officially up. The early bird price for this is only $97. So that is for 4 hours of actually doing something about boundaries, setting boundaries, making sure that you're going to be able to enforce them, doing some energetic work around boundaries, potentially opening up the Akashic records and hearing from your guides. But that part remains to be seen. I'm going through some training on coaching in the Akashic records and doing all of these other things. And there's soul retrieval, soul gift retrieval, money blocks. We're not going to be talking about money in the boundaries course, but intensive, not course. But depending on how I'm feeling at that point, we may go that route as well. But We're going to talk about boundaries, of course. We're going to talk about why they're important. I'm going to share some personal examples with you. And then we're actually going to do the work. We're going to do some journaling and some discussion and chatting. Maybe some coaching would come out around it to actually make sure that you come away from this with a plan and that something actually changes for you going forward. It's not going to be you just going to listen to more talk about boundaries or having a chat about boundaries. We're actually going to do something about it. And then, of course, there will be definitely the group Reiki session. Depending on how many people there are, I will do some card pulls as well. If we magically have, 50 or 100 people in there, we might have to forgo individual card pulls, but the group Reiki would still happen. So you can sign up at the link in the show notes. Early bird, $97. And the week of, the price will go up to $147. So you're saving $50 by signing up early bird, and you have a couple weeks of early bird because this is the first time I've done something like this, and I want to make sure that as many people as possible have access to it. And then it will be available as a replay if you can't be there live, but you want to go through this, do the work, have the experience. Or if for some reason you can only be there for part of it and you don't want to miss the rest, there will be a replay because I will hit the record button. One of our sessions that we did over Zoom for the 30-day chakra challenge, I accidentally, literally it's only the second time out of all the times I've had to record a Zoom over the last couple of years, but I forgot to hit record. And I didn't realize it until after we were all done discussing everything that happened during the session. But anyway, so that is coming up. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, let me know. And then also, in regards to this episode and what we're going to talk about in the next few minutes here, if anything resonates with you, if you enjoy it, I would be ever so grateful if you would share it on your social media or even go so far as to leave some stars or a review. 5 stars are appreciated. I know that reviews are what help boost the podcast, specifically in Apple Podcasts. I don't know if it necessarily does in other apps, because I've also seen people in regards to other people's podcasts trying to leave reviews, say on Spotify or other apps, and they can't find a place to do it. So I don't know if it's possible on the other apps. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and you're so called, please leave a review and or share your favorite part to social media. Do a screenshot or take a screen flow, share some audio. You go right ahead, tag me, and let me know what stuck out to you. So in thinking about boundaries and why they're important, a lot of times we need to set boundaries because we are, not because someone's necessarily overstepping, but we are the ones overgiving. And I know you've heard all the cliches about you can't fill from an empty cup. And I have the reel. I should do the reel. I'm going to do this reel where it's a little kid's voice. And she's saying, you cannot fill from or pour from an empty cup. It's really cute. I think I'm going to do that one. I think that might be a promo reel for the Boundaries Intensive. Also, quick side note, quick tangent, sorry. If you haven't noticed, or if you're not following me on Instagram, get your butt there and follow me. And go and like all of the reels, because I've been on a journey to posting 1 reel a day, and I think I'm hilarious. Other people have told me I'm hilarious. So go and have a laugh. And if you like it, maybe leave a comment, maybe share it. I don't know. I would just appreciate sharing the laughter and making people laugh. Anyway, that is a big reason why we need to set boundaries or have better boundaries, because we're giving too much of our own energy, of our own selves, and we're getting depleted. And sometimes we're not replenishing enough, or maybe you're not replenishing at all. Maybe you go a month of give to everybody and everything around you, and you're not taking care of yourself at all, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's all important. However, your cup fills fastest and you feel the most refreshed, rejuvenated, ready to go again, that's the route you take. So I don't want to necessarily get into tips on how to refill, because I think you know, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel rested, comforted, whatever fills your energy back up is what you should do. There's no right or wrong. But I think some of us, and I've done this too, we look at our value, we look at our worth in relation to how well or how much we are giving to or serving other people. That we're only defined by that. And I don't know a way to convince you of this unless you're ready to hear it, but hopefully you're ready to hear it because you've probably heard it before, but maybe you need to hear it from me, through me. You are worth so much more than just what you can do for others. Whether it's something as simple as you want to make other people smile during their day, you want to make other people feel good, or your job or your business is built around serving other people, which in most cases is true, but maybe you're giving so much of yourself that you're getting burnt out. Or maybe that's not exactly what you want to do and you want to shift and do something else, but you're not getting the time to focus on it or the energy to focus on it because you've already given so much in this other area of your life. Now, I also know from personal experience that since learning Reiki, since finding a modality and a way to help women that actually creates and can create instant transformation, but also lasting transformation, lasting change, even if it's slow and women are still feeling the effects, a month after a session. I know that they're being helped on a soul level. Maybe even sometimes inner child is getting helped. But there's so much going on. And because I know I'm actually helping, I feel more fulfilled, more in my purpose than I ever have out of anything that I've ever done. So in that aspect, yeah, I feel like my life has more worth because of what I'm able to do. But it doesn't take away from the fact that you are worthy of being here, of being loved, of having the life that you desire, simply because you exist. And if for whatever reason it's hard for you to get out of that mode, that in order to either feel worthy or to feel fulfilled, that you need to be constantly serving other people, if you hear nothing else, hear this. The best thing that you can do to serve other people is to be yourself and live your best life. Be the example. Be the change if that's what you want. But be the example. Be the light. Show others what's possible because that's what other people are looking for. They're looking for confirmation that they're not alone. Confirmation that there's something out there for them that's bigger or better than what they're feeling or experiencing or living now. And it could just take, you might never know because you might never actually meet them. They might never actually tell you, but it could just take watching you living your best life, fully being yourself, fully being confident for them to realize that that's possible for them. And then they start living that way. Not necessarily overnight, but they start going in that direction and maybe they reach that point, or just them being on that journey will then have that ripple effect and inspire somebody else. And what I was thinking was just, could you imagine if we all did that, if we all stepped into that, if we all were just being ourselves, not worrying about other people, living our best life, being kind, being the light, being love. Just imagine. Like we forget 5D consciousness, we'd be in like 10D. I don't even know what 10D would look like, but we would soar so far. So I just want you to know that truly the best thing that you can do in service to other people is to be yourself, to live your life the way that you know you deserve to live it, being kind, showing love, acting in love, speaking in love, being happy, spreading happiness without the burden of feeling like it's your job. It's just rather what you do because of who you are. If you can look at it from that perspective, who knows what might change. And there's my timer to let me know that my time is up, and he's just about right on time, actually, because we need to get going. Because I'm recording this just before we leave for my grit class that I teach tonight. So let me wrap up with the quick usual. I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please share it. Please tag me so that I know, and let me know what your favorite part was. Leave a review if you feel so called. And also make sure you hit the actual download button if you don't have your podcast set for automatic downloads, because that gets reflected in what I see. So it just lets me know that more people are listening. And I just want the message to spread. I want more people to be happy. As always, I invite you to come do a one-on-one Reiki session with me, or if you're not quite ready for that, or maybe you just don't have the time, how about a card pull? 8-card, 3-card, or an Angel Tarot spread in the Celtic Cross spread. I'm still new to that one. You'll see some explanations on that if you follow the links in the show notes. And also, make sure you check out and sign up for the Boundaries Intensive. Seriously, let's actually do something. Let's not just talk about boundaries anymore. Let's do something about it. Thank you so much, as always, for being here, and I'll see you next time.